In the heart of the dense forest, a small village named Evergreen nestled amidst the towering trees, its inhabitants living in fear of the monster that lurked in the shadows. Determined to rid their home of this malevolent creature, a group of brave villagers, led by Ravon and Dana, embarked on a perilous mission into the depths of the woods. As they journeyed deeper into the forest, their footsteps muffled by the thick carpet of fallen leaves, tension hung heavy in the air. The villagers gripped their weapons tightly, their hearts pounding with anticipation and fear. Suddenly, the tranquility of the woods was shattered by a blood-curdling roar. The monster emerged from the darkness, a grotesque abomination towering over them. Its massive frame was covered in thick, mottled fur, its limbs ending in razor-sharp claws that gleamed in the dim light. The creature's eyes burned with an otherworldly intensity, glowing like embers in the night. Its mouth twisted into a snarl, revealing rows of jagged teeth stained with the blood of its victims. With each step, the ground trembled beneath its weight, sending shivers down the spines of the villagers. In the chaos that ensued, the villagers fought valiantly, but one by one, they fell to the creature's relentless onslaught. Ravon, their trusted guide and leader, stood at the forefront of the battle, his sword flashing in the moonlight as he clashed with the monster. But even his strength was no match for the creature's savage fury. With a roar of triumph, the monster struck him down, leaving Dana to watch in horror as her comrade fell. Alone and wounded, Dana managed to escape the monster's wrath by sheer luck. As she fled into the darkness, the echoes of her companion's screams echoed in her ears, driving her onward through the night. Night descended like a shroud over the forest, casting eerie shadows that danced in the flickering light of Dana's torch. She battled exhaustion and despair, her resolve wavering with each passing moment. But Dana refused to give up. With every ounce of strength she could muster, she pressed on, driven by a burning determination to survive and seek vengeance for her fallen comrades. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Dana stumbled upon the familiar sights and sounds of her village. Gasping for breath, she collapsed at the edge of the clearing, her body racked with exhaustion and pain. As she recounted the horrors she had witnessed in the woods, Dana implored her fellow villagers to join her in a final assault against the monster. But fear gripped their hearts like a vice, and one by one, they turned her pleas aside, unwilling to risk their lives in a futile endeavor. Undeterred, Dana resolved to face the monster alone, her heart heavy with grief and determination. But before she could set out on her solitary quest, her brother Dan stepped forward, his eyes brimming with determination. "I will not let you face this creature alone," he declared, his voice unwavering. Dana tried to dissuade him, to spare him from the same fate that had befallen their comrades, but Dan refused to be swayed. Together, brother and sister ventured into the depths of the forest, their bond a beacon of hope in the darkness that surrounded them. As they approached the heart of the woods, Dana's heart sank at the sight that greeted them. Ravon, their trusted guide and leader, stood before them, his features twisted with malice and madness. In a heartbeat, Dan lunged forward to protect his sister, but it was too late. With a savage roar, Ravon transformed into the monstrous abomination that had terrorized their village, his true nature revealed at last. In a cruel twist of fate, Dan fell to the creature's relentless onslaught, leaving Dana alone to face her worst nightmare. But even in her darkest hour, Dana refused to surrender to despair. With a primal scream of defiance, she launched herself at the monster, her blade striking true as she battled with all her might. As Dana stood alone in the heart of the forest, facing the monstrous creature that had once been their trusted leader, she braced herself for what seemed like an inevitable confrontation. But just as hope began to wane and despair threatened to engulf her, a faint sound echoed through the trees, a sound that filled her with both relief and dread. From the depths of the forest emerged the villagers of Evergreen, their faces etched with determination as they rushed to Dana's aid. Their footsteps pounded against the forest floor, a steady rhythm of courage and defiance that pierced the oppressive silence of the woods. With weapons raised and hearts united, the villagers surrounded the creature, forming a barrier of strength and solidarity. They fought with a ferocity born of desperation, their cries of defiance echoing through the darkness as they clashed against the creature's savage onslaught. Despite the odds stacked against them, the villagers refused to yield, their determination unwavering in the face of adversity. With each blow they struck, they drew closer to victory, their resolve bolstered by the knowledge that they fought not just for themselves, but for the safety and security of their home. And then, in a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, the creature stumbled, its monstrous form faltering beneath the relentless assault of the villagers. With a final, desperate cry, it collapsed to the ground, defeated at last by the combined strength and courage of those who had dared to stand against it. As Dana was carried back to the safety of the village by her fellow villagers, her mind was a whirlwind of confusion and despair. Her body ached with exhaustion and pain, each movement sending waves of agony coursing through her limbs. Yet, amidst the physical torment, it was the tumult of emotions raging within her that weighed heaviest on her soul. As she lay upon a makeshift cot in the village square, Dana's thoughts drifted back to the harrowing events that had unfolded in the heart of the forest. The faces of her fallen comrades haunted her dreams, their voices echoing in the recesses of her mind like distant whispers on the wind. But amidst the chaos and despair, a flicker of realization sparked within Dana's consciousness, a realization that filled her with a profound sense of dread. Ravon, their trusted leader and guide, had been with them when they first encountered the monstrous creature in the woods. A chill ran down Dana's spine as she considered the implications of this revelation. Could it be possible that Ravon was only connected to the creature that had terrorized their village? Was there another monster lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike when least expected? The thought sent shivers coursing through Dana's weary body, her mind racing with 1,000 unanswered questions. Was their ordeal truly over, or was it merely the beginning of a far more sinister threat? As she lay in the darkness of the village square, Dana's fear and uncertainty grew with each passing moment, the weight of the unknown pressing down upon her like a suffocating blanket. And as she drifted into an uneasy sleep, she couldn't shake the feeling that their battle was far from over, that the true horror had yet to reveal itself, lurking just beyond the edges of their fragile reality.